الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب السماوات ورب الأرض رب العالمين، وله الكبرياء في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. الحمد لله الذي بنعمته تتم الصالحات. ربنا لك الحمد حتى ترضى، ولك الحمد إذا رضيت، ولك الحمد بعد الرضا. صلى اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيد الأولين والآخرين محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ملك الحق المبين، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله أمين على وحيه. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. My dear respected brother and sister in Islam, all praise and glory and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We owe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala everything we have, and we are completely dependent on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all our needs. وَمَا بِكُم مِّن نِّعْمَةٍ فَمِنَ اللَّهِ يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ وَأَنْتُمُ الْفُقَرَاءُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَاللَّهُ هُوَ الْغَنِيُّ الْحَمِيدُ. Anything good that happens to you, it's a blessing and favor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, you may have worked hard for it, but other people may also have worked hard but did not get it. So it is a blessing and favor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that should make you more grateful and more thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And anything that goes wrong in your life, you have only yourself to blame. Yes, it might be a test or trial from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to test you, and if you know how to handle it, you will be a winner. But also it might be the result of something wrong that you have done. So you only have yourself to blame, and that's what Quran teaches us. Few days before the great month of Ramadan, it would be really inappropriate to talk about anything else other than all of us trying to prepare and get ready for this great season so that we can take full advantage of it, and we can be, inshallah, we can have very successful Ramadan. Now this great season or great month of Ramadan really encapsulates what our religion is all about, and also reflects our understanding of Islam in general. When you look at the benefits that comes out of fasting, you realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not prescribe anything on you except that it is beneficial for you. He does not need anything from you. So when you look at all the benefits, spiritual and physical benefits from fasting, then you realize how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the middle of talking about fasting and Quran says, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمْ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمْ الْعُسْرَ. Allah wants ease for you, not hardship. Even though on the surface it may look like it's a difficult thing to do, fasting, but all the benefits are yours, physical and spiritual. When it comes to understanding and dealing with Ramadan, majority of Muslims, the way they understand Ramadan and the way they practice Ramadan and fasting reflects the way they understand and practice Islam in general. How? Unfortunately, in both cases, a lot of people, they fall short. They have very superficial understanding. Islam is essentially a mission with purposes, and a risala bimaqasid. It's a mission that you embrace, it's a life mission that you commit to it, you dedicate yourself and your life to it, and it has purposes. There are goals that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assigned you the task to achieve them. So risala bimaqasid. That's the heart of the deen. That's the essence of the deen. It's a tawheed, it's a faith and belief in Allah and the hereafter that reflects into this commitment and this dedication. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to help us fulfilling this mission and achieving those purposes, prescribed on us ibadat, rituals, sha'air. and prescribed on us things that are halal and haram, fiqh. So the sha'air, the ritual that we are performing, and the halal and haram in Islam, that's not the heart of Islam. These are to help you fulfilling the mission that was assigned to you. Majority of Muslims forgot about the mission and they continued to do the rituals and the halal, some of them at least, the halal and haram, and that's why those ibadat are not producing any results or the effect. Why? Because they were detached from their purpose. The purpose of the ibadat, as we mentioned last week, is to increase your taqwa. The ibadat are meant to strengthen your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and strengthen you and make you more capable of fulfilling that mission. If you detach them, disconnect them from that mission, they become obsolete. They become a routine task that people perform as part of their daily routine. Ramadan is the same thing. Ramadan is a season for transformation. It's a season for you to change, to be a much better person and a much better worshipper. And so you can work on many things in you to improve them. Your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your faith, your ibadat, your dedication to Allah and to His cause. It's a season for transformation and season for change and season for upgrade, which means your success in Ramadan, how you measure it? You measure it by comparing before and after. Not only what you do during Ramadan, but you before Ramadan and you after Ramadan. It's like treatment, when for any treatment, to show you the effectiveness of treatment, they show you before and after. Before and after to tell you how effective this treatment or this diet is. Before and after. Success in Ramadan, it's not about what you do during Ramadan only. It's about the permanent and lasting change that happened in you after Ramadan. So anybody, and unfortunately that's the majority, anybody who emerged from Ramadan the same person as he was before Ramadan, he missed the point. He did not take advantage of the month, regardless of how much he has done during the month. And we all need to do, and alhamdulillah, the majority of Muslims, they do better job in Ramadan. They pray more, they recite Quran more, they do better job in Ramadan. But they don't have this intention in mind that I'm not doing this temporary. I'm not just improving during Ramadan and then I will close the parentheses, close and then go back the way I was before. No, I'm doing this to train myself so that these things, I will continue with them after Ramadan. I will train myself during Ramadan on new things, on a better worship, better prayer, better dedication, more dedication so that I can continue after Ramadan. So it is a season for renewal, tajdeed, and upgrade, and transformation, and change. Your faith should be much stronger. You emerge from Ramadan with much stronger faith. Your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be much better. Should be come from out of Ramadan much closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The quality of your worship, it's upgraded. Your character, akhlaq. Ramadan is about self-restraint, is about restraining yourself. And subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us or trains us. If you can abstain from food and drink, then you can abstain from anything else. Then you can control your tongue. Should be much easier. Should be much easier to control your tongue if you spend a whole month abstaining and restraining yourself from food and drink. You're hungry and you're not eating. You're thirsty and you're not drinking. That should be a training for you on self-restraint. Restraining yourself, lowering your gaze, control your senses. Control your senses. If you can abstain from eating and drinking, then you should be in a better position to control your senses. That's the purpose of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to help us achieving this purpose, created that environment and that helping a lot of very good helping tools. Fasting become the tool, not the objective, as we'll see, even with the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Clearly makes it clear that fasting is not the goal. Fasting is the means. The goal is taqwa. The goal is that upgrade, is for you to become a better person. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed fasting as the means. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us discounted rewards or multiplied rewards in Ramadan to encourage us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from His mercy and blessing, creates that environment for you to achieve that transformation and that upgrade that I've been talking about. Fasting, rewards are multiplied, devils are chained. The whole environment in Ramadan, you find yourself very motivated in Ramadan. You can feel it. The night of Ramadan, you feel that you are much more motivated and you have a lot of more energy. And even when you are exhausted during Ramadan, physically, you feel that spiritually you are very fresh and you can do a lot more in Ramadan. That's why people come to pray Isha in masjid, come to pray Taraweeh, come to pray Fajr in the masjid, etc. A lot of motivation. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from His mercy, gave us this opportunity. If you think about Ramadan the right way, you will see it as a great opportunity, not the other way. It's not a burden. يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر. It's a great opportunity for you to do that, to go through that transformation. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created all the helping environment and conducive environment for that. Rewards are multiplied, Taraweeh is recommended, all the tools and the environment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates is to help us achieving the purpose of Ramadan. Unfortunately, for the majority of Muslims, that essence was lost, and the only thing that is left is just fasting. So fasting, which was meant to be the means or the tool for something, became the goal. I'm fasting, I'm okay. And as I said, unfortunately, majority of Muslims, they come out of Ramadan the same way they went in. No lasting or no permanent gains and no permanent change. It's good that many Muslims take advantage of Ramadan. We can see that. Many Muslims, they do better job in Ramadan. They do more, they pray more, they read Quran more, they do more good deeds. But they don't have this idea in mind that I'm not doing this because it is Ramadan, it's a season, and then I'm going to turn the page. No, I'm doing this to train myself so that this become permanent. The gains that I achieve in Ramadan, they become permanent. And it was proven scientifically that anything that you continue to do for 3 to 4 weeks can become part of your habits. And any habits that you get rid of for 3 to 4 weeks, you can eliminate it from your life. That tells you, again, the great blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gave us the Ramadan so that we can achieve, we can make that transformation, because that's all what you need, 3 to 4 weeks to change habits. So that's what I recommend for all of us, is that the changes that's going to happen in Ramadan should not be temporary. They should be permanent, and you should approach Ramadan with this intention. Now, to confirm what I've been saying, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, just to tell you that Siyam, the fasting, is not the goal. In 2 hadith, in one of them he says, رُبَّ صَائِمٍ ليس له من صيامه إلا الجوع والعطش. رب صائم ليس له من صيامه إلا الجوع والعطش. There are people who fast, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saying. There are people who fast and get nothing from the fast. Get nothing from the fast except hunger and thirst, which means that was not the goal. These people they missed the point. In another hadith, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, also to confirm that fasting is the means for a goal, من لم يدع قول الزور والعمل به فليس لله حاجة في أن يدع طعامه وشرابه أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. If one does not abstain from lies and false conduct and false and vain talk, من لم يدع قول الزور والعمل به, and if one did not in Ramadan did not hold himself from these things, then there is no need, Allah has no need that he should abstain from his food and drink. Basically, he may as well eat and drink. There is no point because he is missing the point. And in a third hadith, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam tells us also the essence of Ramadan, that it is a training for you to restrain yourself. That even if somebody tried to pick a fight with you, insult you, curse you, what do you say? Inni sa'am. You say, sorry, I'm fasting. To that point, to that extent, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is telling us that إذا كان يوم صوم أحدكم فلا يرفض ولا يسخط فإن سابه أحد أو شاتمه فليقل إني صائم. It's like when you are in prayer. Somebody want to talk to you, you cannot talk. You're fasting. You are in a state of worship. And if you can do this for a whole month, that even in the extreme case, somebody provokes you that you didn't do anything to them, and someone picks a fight with you and starts cursing you or insulting you, say, I'm fasting. If you can do that during Ramadan for a whole month, then you are supposed to continue doing this for the rest of the year. That's the whole idea and that's the whole purpose of Ramadan. So we need to approach Ramadan with this intention. From now, you prepare yourself mentally that you're about to start a season of transformation, season of change, season of renewal and upgrade. And alhamdulillah, physically, unless you abuse after iftar, physically, it's a great renewal. Your body is going to renew itself by fasting. Nowadays, they prescribe fasting for healing. Why? Because there is a phenomenon that happens only in fasting, which is called autophagy, which means that your body, when you fast for many hours, what your body will do? Goes and look at those cells that are sick or dead and eat them. Your body will recycle dead cells and sick or cells and that happens spontaneously. Don't do anything. That's just by fasting. It's well established nowadays and nobody even questioned this. So there is a physical renewal. The only thing that you need to do is to restrain yourself during the night so that you don't abuse in eating and drinking. And also you need the spiritual renewal. So you need to approach Ramadan with this intention that you make your mind. You are determined that you're going to be emerged from Ramadan, inshallah, a better person, better worshipper, with a stronger relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and with new good habits acquired. There is no better opportunity in the whole year to acquire new habits than in Ramadan. Anything that you are missing, you want to incorporate it in your life, you can gain it in Ramadan. And with some bad habits that are eliminated from your life. You will not find a better opportunity to do all of that than in Ramadan. So we have the incentives, we have the environment to achieve these goals and to transform. And once you do that, once you work hard for a whole month, and by the way, Ramadan, it's a whole month. It's not 1 week or a few days. Because a lot of people, they get excited the first couple of days, and then, why? Because the mental preparation was not there. They did not prepare themselves for a whole month. Ramadan is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a whole month. So you enter in Ramadan, that it's not like I'm going to do a very good job the first and second day, go to the masjid, and then lose energy or lose momentum. No, you're condition yourself that I'm going to continue for a whole month, focused, concentrated, organized, etc. Once you do this in Ramadan, you worked so hard to achieve those goals, to acquire those good habits, to eliminate bad habits. Of course, after Ramadan, you will be very motivated to keep them. Why? Because you worked so hard for it. It's like money. When you work hard for money, you don't squander it easily. But if somebody just get easy money or inherit money, they can squander them easily. You worked so hard in Ramadan to make those gains, they become very precious to you. So that transition after Ramadan becomes, you will, towards the end of the month, you start preparing yourself for that transition. That I'm not gonna squander or lose or waste all these gains that I worked so hard for them to be a better person just after Ramadan to go back business as usual. So you will hold to those gains. You know the example I use, Ramadan, it's like priming. Some of you may be familiar with pumps, any pump. Before they turn it on, they prime it. They fill it with water and then they turn it on. It's called priming a pump. That's what it is meant for. This is like priming you to move to the next level so that you can continue working. It's like phenomena probably you don't see it here but it's common in many Muslim countries. It's like when car does not turn on, they push it. Those manual cars, they push it. So people push until it turns on. That's what Ramadan is meant to be. It's meant that push for you so that you can continue and with the same energy and with the same momentum. It's also like training camp. You know, teams, sports athletes, before a tournament and before the season, they go for intensive camp to be in shape, to be ready for the season or for that tournament, like World Cup or Olympics, etc. That's what Ramadan is meant for a Muslim. It's an intensive camp that will bring you to the next level so that it shows after the end of the month. All those gains, they show after the end of the month, and that's how you can call it successful. Again, successful Ramadan is indicated by the residual gains. What is left after Ramadan is over? What gains you made, what achievement you made, not the temporary improvement. And unfortunately, without this intention, if you're gonna go to Ramadan without this intention of permanent change and permanent transformation, the maximum you can do is temporary improvement in Ramadan. Temporary improvement, right? In Ramadan, you'll do better job, but then you go back the same person as used to be. In order to take advantage of this, in order to achieve those goals, this goal of transformation and change and upgrade and renewal, in addition to this intention, which is key, you need a plan and a schedule. You need to set for yourself some goals, challenge yourself with some goals, realistic, practical, but challenging. Challenge yourself with some goals, make a list of habits that you're going to acquire, make a list of habits that you want to eliminate and get rid of, and then the day Ramadan starts, you start working on those and you hold yourself accountable. وَتُوبُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ إِنَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونتوب إليه نعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. My dear respected brother and sister in Islam, some of the things that you can work on in Ramadan are prayer, upgrading your prayer. You know, you upgrade your computer, you upgrade your software, you need to upgrade the work on upgrading your prayers. Yes, alhamdulillah, we are all praying, but what kind of prayer? Quality. This is an opportunity in Ramadan to work on it. Quran, your relationship with the Quran. If you want and you should have that daily session with the Quran, reading and contemplating with the purpose of understanding and applying, then this is the time. You started in Ramadan and you continue. You start that journey in Ramadan. Start studying the Quran. Take it as a course or a textbook. And by the way, every Sunday we have a Zoom meeting where we reflect on verses of Quran or some concepts of our religion. I strongly urge all of you, if you can do it, it's every Sunday at 12 noon. It goes for an hour and a half, and people are finding it very beneficial because we discuss the Jumu'ah is one-way communication. But over there you have the opportunity to raise questions and to have a discussion. So I urge you to get the information and try to join us in your way out and join us in that meeting if you're serious, and you should be serious about better understanding Quran and better understanding your religion and deeper discussion of the themes that we raised during the Jumu'ah. It's training yourself in controlling your tongue. That's a great opportunity in Ramadan. A lot of people, they have anger problems, anger issues. And when they get angry, they mess up things. Try to learn and train yourself in Ramadan to control your anger and control your tongue. And make sure in Ramadan, Ramadan there is a short time that is under your control. Short time. And this time is very precious because of all those opportunities. So in Ramadan, you should learn effective time management. You should be very careful about spending your time because you're going to be held accountable on the day of judgment. So one thing that you can learn in Ramadan, because time is very precious and the clock is ticking, one thing you can learn in Ramadan is to eliminate time wasting from your life. In this life, there is really no time to waste. You're going to take advantage of every moment in your life. And everything should be planned and everything should be scheduled. And this is also something that you can learn because in Ramadan, actually in whole life, but is more in Ramadan, that time is very precious, clock is ticking, you have that sense of urgency, and you should, if you learn to use your time and manage your time efficiently and totally eliminate time wasting from your life, you can continue with this after Ramadan. Eating and sleeping habits. Sleeping early, waking up early, that's a great opportunity to gain it. Most successful people are people who wake up early and sleep early. And the Rasul ﷺ told us that the early time, the early part of the day, there is a blessing in it. بُورِكَ لِأُمَّتِي فِي بُكُورِهَا. There is a blessing in the early part of the day. Eating habits. Now, there is no better diet than Ramadan, provided that you don't abuse after iftar. Because any diet that you're going to implement, you're going to have to struggle with yourself for the whole day. In Ramadan, it's not. All day you're fasting. So there is no temptations. There is no temptation to eat or drink. You're fasting all day. All what you need is to control yourself that hour or couple hours after iftar. So that eat healthy. If you want to also learn on how to eat healthy, this is your opportunity in Ramadan, so that we change our eating habits. We're going to have to increase our health awareness and also improve our health habits. Unfortunately, a lot of eating habits in Ramadan are wrong. They are very unhealthy, and people, unfortunately, they abuse as if they are making up for the time they were fasting. So they abuse during the night. Don't be among those people. These are some of the things that you can focus on in Ramadan. And as I mentioned a number of times, I'm going to keep mentioning that the day life for a believer in Ramadan should be revolving around 4 items. The time that is under your control should be revolving around you are either praying or making dhikr, remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or making dua, or reciting Quran. That's how the life of believers is revolving around these things. All the time under your control should be spent in these. because that time is very precious, and that's how you can achieve that spiritual renewal and refreshing that I've been talking about. Prepare a list of dua. Work on preparing a list of dua, even if you are writing it. List of prayers and supplication. And keep doing it day in, day out, even several times a day. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants those who make dua to be persistent and to be begging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and show Him how much you need these things. So prepare a list of dua and enter Ramadan with that list of goals, list of habits to acquire, and list of habits to get rid of, schedule, and a list of dua so that you can achieve the purpose of this great month. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اشف مرضانا وارحم موتانا توفنا وانت راض عنا واختم بالصالحات أعمالنا واجعل خير أعمالنا خواتمها وخير أيامنا يوم نلقاك. متعنا اللهم بالنظر إلى وجهك الكريم. ربنا ارحم والدينا كما ربونا صغارا وارحم موتانا وجميع موتى المسلمين. اللهم بلغنا رمضان واجعلنا ممن يصومونه ويقومونه إيمانا واحتسابا. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وأقم الصلاة.